Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be covering what happens after you make a lot of money in coaching, the 4 problems you need to avoid. By the way, subscribe to my channel if you love videos like this because we release new ones every single week. What's up, everybody? My name's Armin Chaffee, and I built a multi-six-figure life coaching business, and now I help other coaches build their business and scale as well so that they can make a huge impact. Now, in today's video, I want to cover something. Look, if you've ever, maybe you're on your track to making a lot of money in coaching, hitting the 10, 20, 50, $100,000 months, okay, not just years, then this video is something to look forward to, okay, so you know in advance what to do. But if you're watching this video and you've cracked the 10K, the 20, the 50, the 100K mark in coaching, this video is for you, okay? This is a strictly mindset training. I give this to my coaches in my SGC coaching program because when they start making a lot of money, right, like they got to know, a lot of students love this one. Once they crack a lot of the milestones in their financial life, they go to this Garmin. This one lesson has helped us so much on how to avoid all the problems you face after you get rich in coaching. So I'm going to be covering this, but I'll tell you why I actually did this video. I remember many years ago, like 3 years ago now, I cracked my first $20,000 month as a coach. I remember I felt like I was on a cloud 9, and I was going home, I was telling my whole family, I was this young coach. I'm like 20K. And I just got, I started facing a lot of these problems after that, and I fixed them. Now, the next milestone I hit was 50 grand. Shortly after that, I did the $50,000 mark, and I was like, oh my God, this is the most, so much money. What am I going to do with this? Now, at the time, I was really starting out. I didn't have a lot of staff or employees and a team like I do today. So back then, I didn't see how 50,000 is not a lot of money. Okay, that goes into advertising and salaries, and you got to be doing 6 figures a month to really have some really good net profit income in your coaching business for the programs you sell and all that, okay? Now, I remember at that time, I hit a whole nother level of these 4 problems all over again in different ways. And then I remember when I hit my first $100,000 a month, okay? When I hit that $100,000 a month, I hit it multiple times. The first time, again, faced these 4 problems in different forms on different levels. And I got over them, but they were really screwing up my life because when you make a lot of money, guys, especially quickly in coaching, because you can make a lot. Like when you're selling a $3,000 to $10,000 program and you got, do the math, you do 5, 10, 15 clients in a month, it adds up quickly, guys. You make a lot of money in coaching, and if you're good at it too, and that's just if you're solo. Imagine you have a business now, you got ads, I got clients around the world. So let's go over the first one. The first one here, okay, use the red one actually, is the first problem rich coaches face, meaning you make a lot of money quickly, is this illusion called fear of loss, okay? This is when you're sitting there and you think, oh my God, what if I lose this money? What if I lose the success I just got, okay? You start freaking out I just made 20 grand, I just made 10, I just made 50 or 100. So you got a team going. What if I mess up? What if I lose this all? What if this doesn't work anymore? Because you almost feel like you're getting something you don't know how to get. Now, the easy fix to this, okay? Easy fix to this is remember, if you did it once, you can do it again. Does that make sense, guys? Very easy to understand. Relax. If you got that money once, if you built that business once, if you landed that client once, you could do it again. Just because you got it now doesn't mean you lose all the skills and experience and talent you developed. So I remember when I hit my first 20,000, my first 50, my 100, I remember when I hit those marks, I'm like, oh my God. What if I lose this money? What if tomorrow I can't do this again? And then I would have mentors at the time. I had coaches that helped me. I wasn't alone, luckily. That's how I actually hit those months. I had a lot of help. I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, Armin, you just made this money, right? How'd you do it? Well, I went out and did these strategies and these marketing things, and I closed clients, and I got good at doing this, and at 50 and scaling. I'm like, well, if I've done it once, what makes me think I can't do it again? So even if I lose all the money, let's say you make a bad investment. Let's say you make $20,000 and then you put 10 of it, into stocks. I don't know why we'd do that, but let's say you had to spend on expense, an unexpected thing that happened, a problem in life. You got to just go give all your money away. Who cares? Even if you do. If you did it once, you could do it again. Go close another client. Go grow your business again, right? I've made bad investments in the past, a lot of money I made, and then it all went away. My $100,000 month, actually, all the money I got, like 67% of it, I had to put into something else that came up unexpectedly. I was lucky though. I kind of look at like, if I didn't have the money, how, right? But when I did it, I'm like, oh no, like I'm back again to like, I have to make 100. But the fear of loss, like you can't lose what you got. How can you lose something that you have inside of you? It's inside permanently. So first little problem a lot of rich coaches face is they start freaking out like, I did this, but can I do it again? Can I do it again? Or can I keep what I have? Can I keep this? And they start getting into fear mindset, poverty mindset. And then they either lose the money, right? Or they get stuck there. They don't know how to grow because they're operating out of fear, not faith anymore, okay? Not out of motivation to move forward. Now, the second thing, a second problem a lot of coaches face when they make a lot of money quickly is, and this is a huge thing, even for people that aren't making a lot of money, they face this problem because they made a little bit of money. But I'll tell you what it is. Imposter syndrome, okay? I know you've heard this term a lot in the world today, okay? Imposter syndrome. I hope that's the right spelling for syndrome. This is when you make a lot of money and then you start going like, do I deserve this? So this will happen usually in the beginning. When you go from 20 to 50 or to 100, you don't think that. But when you go from 0 to 20 or to 10 in a month, like let's say, and this happens a lot, this is why I created this training, because in my coaching program, we get this a lot. A lot of coaches get in, they make a lot of money quickly, and then they go, oh my God. And I'm like, well, I can't just teach the coach how to build a business. I'd probably tell them how to handle success when it gets there. So I get this a lot, and I went through it myself, is when you go from 0, like when you're broke or have a little bit of money, like you were making anywhere from $1 to $5 a month, and then you go straight to a $10,000 or $20,000 a month or more, it's different for you. So you're not used to it. So this also kind of happens at 50. Maybe you start charging twice the price for your programs and you're still making 20 a month, but you go to 50 now because you charge twice. You might still feel this imposter syndrome, like, should I be charging this? Well, I'll tell you something. This only happens, it's really when you start feeling like, do I deserve what I have? Well, there's an easy fix to this, okay? You got to remember something. There's only one reason why you have the money. Clearly you did something right? There's only one reason you have the success you have. Clearly you did something right. So just remember, you earned it. You didn't make it, you earned it. You know what earning is? You worked for it. If you got this success, the end result was that you have money, business is growing, clients are with you. That means you did something right? That means you did work to get there. I mean, you might get this because someone I don't know if anyone comes around and just throws a $10,000 at you. I don't know if that happens. Then we have a whole nother problem because you are now getting something for nothing. So there's really two reasons you might get this. And it's not only after rich. If someone who doesn't make a lot of money gets this, it's because they're trying to get something for nothing. It's a whole other training on its own, but I'll give it to you right now. Is if when you're not willing to give more service than what you're asking for, or when you want something without having to put anything in, that's when you start feeling imposter syndrome as well, when you're not making money, but it's more so you're not willing to put in the work. So now you feel insecure in yourself. You're like, oh no, oh my God, what if what if someone catches me? Or so you feel like you're an imposter, like you're in someone's house. It's yours. Like you bought the house, right? Maybe it was given to you. You're in your living room, like I'm robbing this place. Well, it's because you didn't buy the house with your own money, or you did some shady thing to get the house. I'm speaking metaphorically. So imposter syndrome at that level is just because you're not doing anything. Now, let's say you did. You put in work. Let's say you put 6, 8, 20, 10 hours a day. Let's say you invested the $5, $10, $20,000 in coaching. Let's say you put in the time, the months, right? And you hit your first $20K month, $10K month, okay? Or even 5. For some of you, like 5's a lot. That's awesome. Well, you earned it. Why are you feeling an imposter thing of something you earned? That's like me saying I worked really hard. I worked 12 hours a day in my job, paying $20 an hour or whatever. At the end of the month when I got my check, oh, do I deserve this? Well, you just put in 4 weeks of work. Yeah, you do. You earned it. There's only one way you could have got it if it wasn't from doing something from nothing. There's only one way you could have got it is if you worked for it. So it's okay. So imposter syndrome is easy to get over. Remember, hey, if I have it, it's because I earned it. And here's another thing. Here's a little extra tip actually to do on top of this. Okay. If you do still feel this and you're like, well, I did earn it, but I still don't know. Like, do I deserve this much money? Should I have this much? I feel like I'm pretending to be something I'm not. Well, once again, don't be Don't pretend to be something you're not. Make sure you're coaching someone in a niche that you're actually an expert in. How do you know you're an expert? Well, in your own life, you have results from it, and you have results from others before you charge this kind of money. We have a process in SGC where I take my coaches through so they don't have to face this a lot. More so they deal with the other stuff I'm going to talk about. This, we get over because when you come in my program, we help you build a business the right way, ethically, and to get clients that actually can pay you for something that's worth their money. So no one ever feels this in my business, but in my program. But the other things and they don't deal with this either. The other two things they deal with, this is the whole other thing, but imposter syndrome is simple. Make sure you remember you earned it. Now, let's say you still feel it. You're like, I'm going to get it. I did earn it, but I still don't know. I'm pretending to be something I'm not. Maybe it's not worth the money they're giving me. Okay, no problem. Well, here's the thing. Go the extra mile. Simple. Call your clients. Give them 5 times more service they paid for. By the end of that month, you'll be like, oh my God, of course I deserve it. 100%. Okay? So that's an easy way to get over imposter syndrome. Now, the third problem, and this is where I have a little fun with this because, like I said, the coaches in my program, they don't really deal with this a lot because we work on their mindset before they grow the business and we work on everything. But this one has to kind of happen to everyone at some point when you make a lot of money. Okay. Ego inflation. Ooh, big one. No one wants to admit that they have this problem. You know why? Because their ego's like, no, I don't have this problem. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem. Zoom in on my face. I don't have this problem. Yeah, you do. You got a problem. This is one of the biggest problems a lot of rich coaches face. A lot of money too quickly, or just a lot of money. They start getting to their head, man. I don't care if boy, girl, I don't care what you are. Everyone has an ego. And when the ego is validated with all these results like money and clients and love, it starts getting to their head. Their ego inflates. Now, here's the problem. This is when someone thinks they're a big shot now because they made some money. You got $20,000 in sales, so you walk around saying it to everybody. I mean, $20,000. You're at dinner. How was your day, honey? Great. I have $20,000 in the bank. That's like that person, okay? They're going on Facebook Lives. So anyways, after making $20,000 yesterday, that's like literally this person. You got to stop this. I'm going to show you how to fix this. But you got to be very aware of this. Because here's the thing. Here's the funny thing, the ironic thing about ego inflation. When you get rich in coaching, when you get a lot of money in coaching, and you start behaving this way, ironically, this exact thing will lose you all the money. No one's going to want to work with you. No one listen, I don't care how much money you got in this world. There is not one person on this planet that has enough money for someone to be okay with them being an asshole or an unpleasant person to be around or unattractive in every way. There's no amount of money that can fix that for you. I love personality and talking about character in a person because character is time and moneyless. Think about it. It doesn't matter how much money you got. If you're hard to be around, nobody cares. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you made $1 million in a month or $1 million in a day. If you're hard to be around because your ego is so massively big and you think you're better than everyone else because you're having all this money now, no one will like you. And if nobody likes you in the world, you might as well die because this world's filled with billions of people. You got to get along with them. So don't let this get you ahead. Here's how you do that, okay? The way to overcome your ego getting inflated is remembering something. Remember, okay? Remember. You're still a small fish in the ocean. Simple. You might think the whole world revolves around you now because you have an extra zero in your bank account. Relax. You're still a little fish, man. There's a whole ocean of this world we live in. You're still like this. Now, that doesn't mean feel bad about yourself. I'm not saying that at all. Just remember, you're not the whole world anymore. Like it's not, you're not the whole world just because you made some money. Nobody cares, okay? You might get some praise and stuff, sure. But just humble yourself like, oh, okay. Now, let me give you a little affirmation I do every day. I actually condition my mind for success. How do I do that? I condition myself to not fall a trap to this. Here's how I do it. Every day I remind myself, actually in the shower, once when I get out, I say, the more successful I become, the more humility I gain. You know what humility is, guys? Humility is not talking less about yourself. Oh, I'm crap. I'm an idiot. No. Humility is talking about yourself less. It's not about you. Who cares? No one cares. Think about others. How can you help them? What's their life like? Did one of your employees have a big win? Did one of your clients go from 1,000 to 2,000 that month? To them, that's 100% growth. Who cares if you're a millionaire? Did one of your clients hit an extra milestone that was a small thing to them, but big thing to them, but small to you? Go talk about that. That's great. You won't ever have an ego problem when you're focused on how to help people, how to just be helping them, make them feel good. Because you already know you're good, so why do you need validation? Now, secretly behind ego inflation is an insecure person. I don't care how much money you have as a coach. You are trying to fill a need you have from a very young age when you felt like, small fish. You felt like an insignificant person. So now you got all the money and you're trying to show it off and throw it at people's faces so you get the validation you never got. So it's a sign of insecurity. I'll let you know. Real thinkers, someone like myself, when I see that, I don't care if you have more money than me. I know you're insecure. Like, you can't impress people that can think. You might impress people that are more insecure than you, sure. But when you make a lot of money, you got to humble this. So say something to yourself every day, like an affirmation. Something like, my mentor, president of Think and Grow Rich, told me this one. I love it. He goes, the more I learn, Armin, the more I need to learn. The more I know, the more I need to know. What does he mean? He's telling himself all the time, I never know enough. I never have enough. It's always to keep going. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It keeps you humble. And I go, okay, yeah. To me, I like to say this to myself. I'm like, I'm still learning. This is just the beginning. I just hit whatever, 100 grand in a month. This is just the beginning. I'm still learning. There's so much to do. And when I think like that, my ego never gets inflated, okay? Here's the last thing. Last thing over here is laziness. Oh, big one, okay? Laziness. Actually, let me get this. Boom, okay? This is a huge one. You make a lot of money, and if the only reason you were working hard to make money in coaching was so that you can do nothing, you hit this. Your intention of the goal was wrong. You had the wrong motivation behind your goal. So if the only reason you do something is for money, the moment you have a little bit of it, you don't do anything anymore. I just want you to know. That means you don't think big. You're a small thinker. I just want you to know that. I'm telling you, I've experienced this. So what's laziness? When you make a lot of money now, guess what happens? You start to chill out. Let me go to the spa. Let me go on vacation. Let me go travel. I'm not saying don't do these things, but you overindulge in them. You do way more too much you need to. And guess what happens? You hit a plateau. Now your whole business falls apart. Your clients become resentful. They paid you all this money. They see you not caring about them anymore. I've seen that happen a lot, by the way. Terrible thing. So the laziness, you develop it because you have no reason to get to the next level anymore. Here's the easy way to fix it. Always have a second goal ready before your first. Okay? Real key secret here. I learned this from a mentor. He goes, Armin, I go, Satish, I had 50 grand and I have no motivation. I wake up tomorrow, I don't feel inspired anymore. I don't know what happened. He goes, oh, it's no big deal. He just, look, it's very simple. It's because you had one goal and that's it. And you finish. It's like anything you finish. You have a dance, for example, or a song, you sing it and you're done. You're like, okay, or if you even look at sex, literally, the whole thing is fun. The whole process, everything, the build up to it, the doing good of it. The moment you finish, guess what happens? You want to take a nap. Most people want to just, that was great sex, baby. Because there's nothing after. Now, what if I said to you, hey, babe, listen, whatever. After we finish having sex, we're going to go play laser tag. We're going to go to dinner here. We're going to go hang out with our friends and play and dance salsa or something. Now they're going to go, so when you're done, guess what happens? You got a second goal ready to go. Woo! Jump out of bed, man. You jump out of bed, you go and have some fun now. Same in business, right? When you make some money and you become rich overnight or over a month or whatever it is, you better have a second goal ready. So look, I hit 20, I want to hit 50. Or when I hit 50, it's not a money goal anymore. When I hit 50, I want to go and redo my program so I can make it better for my students. Always have a second thing ready to go before you finish the first. Does that make sense, guys? So these are 4 problems I see a lot of coaches that are dealing with making a lot of money too quickly face. And here's simple ways to fix them. The first 2, obviously, like we said, it happens more so in the beginning phases. The next 2 really happens a lot at the top. I see a lot of my friends, 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs deal with this a lot and this. Okay, this is a dangerous one. Do not let this problem persist. It will ruin your life, let alone your business. Nobody likes someone who's, I'm going to say the way it is, a dick. Nobody likes someone who thinks they're better than others. It doesn't matter how much money you got, you will lose everyone's respect and integrity in you. And laziness is a personal thing. You got to have discipline here, okay? You got to have discipline. And you got to understand, you always have a second goal ready to go. Boom. No matter what, you always got something to work towards. Does that make sense? Now, last thing I want to say about this laziness thing is, remember this: if your only reason to doing coaching and doing whatever you do is to make a little bit of money, you'll stop. But I want you to remember, what's the bigger vision of your life? You know, a lot of people like to be like, so what drives you? What's your why? And I go, you know, when you get answers from people like this, it's usually all the same things to some degree: my family, my this, my dog, you know, whatever. You don't know a person by just knowing that. Sure, it's like, you know, you're in the car driving. What's your drive? Well, obviously to get there. Like, because I'm getting there, I'm going to get to this place because. You know what I like to ask when I meet a person to get to know them better? What's your vision for yourself in life? That's how I like to get to know a person's character and their thinking. What's your vision for yourself in life? What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself 20 years from now? Because sure, the motivation to get there is the motives, right? You're like, what's your why? Yeah, but why for what? What's your what is what I like to know. And so I'm going to ask you this, because probably no one's asked you this. What's your what? Forget about your why. We all know why we're doing stuff. If it's to make money, it's because we want to handle financial. We want to get financial freedom. We want time freedom. We want to feel good about ourselves. There's a lot of easy whys to say everyone has. That's enough to get you going. But what's your what? What do you want out of your life for yourself? Because if it was just to pay some bills, yeah, at 20K, you're lazy now. Who cares? Maybe your goal is to build a massive company. Maybe it's to help 1 million people. Maybe it's to get your program into schools because you think you'll help people as your coach. And when we're talking, so guess what? When you hit a 10, 20, 50, 100, even $1 million in your business, guess what happens? You don't care. You don't get lazy ever because the goal is so big, the vision is so big in your life, you never see yourself stopping. So if you're watching this video, I hope this really helped. A lot of people talk about how to get rich and how to get the clients, how to do this, how to get the success. I see nobody talking about what to do when you get it. And because I'm used to it in my program, we've got a lot of coaches that make a lot of money. I want to make sure they're prepared. So I wanted to share this with you. It's a paid thing I share my clients with, but I want to do a public video about this. I'm like, you know, a lot of people out there are making money using this person's strategy, that person's, whatever. But they don't know how to keep it, and they have imposter syndrome, and they get there, they have fear. There's a lot of issues. Their life gets worse, if anything, with more money because they haven't figured out the internal stuff. So I hope this video really helped out. And if you're watching this video thinking, man, Armin could really help me out with my business. Maybe you're thinking, there's a feeling, you're listening, you're like, I really think this guy can help me out with my business. Maybe you're doing well right now. Maybe you are making the 10, 20, 50, 100. Well, go ahead and book a call. I would love to speak with you. My team would love to talk to you, see if it's the right fit for us to work together. If you're interested in taking this rich coaching business you got going on to the next level, and you want to do it with peace of mind, then, you know, I think it's a good fit. Book a call with the link provided with this video or the link at the end of the video. And go ahead and book a call. We'll talk to you, see if it's the right fit. I would love to see you inside this program, work with you. If you're already a coach that's rich, you know, in money, I want to help you get rich in spirit, in heart, and fulfillment. And that comes from having high-level high-level thinking coaches with you. I'm going to work with you on your thinking strategy to make sure when you grow a business, it scales. So if you're watching this video and you loved it, make sure you go ahead and subscribe as well and click the link provided with this video to go and book a call so we can speak with you. I'm excited to see you in our program very soon, or talk soon, or maybe I'll see you in the next video. Go ahead and make the rest of your day the best of your day.